We live?
Oh,
Oh,
now
there
we're
we
live.
are. Hey guys.
There's
Where
nobody
are
here.
you all? There's nobody here. Yet.
Nobody cares, bro.
Come
Nobody
on.
cares.
We
over.
waited too long. We were 15 minutes late.
We're over. Oh wait, there's one person. I wonder who it is.
Well, they like the thing.
Tavo. I bet you it's Tavo.
1-1. How was that? 1-1.
Who?
The score. 1-1.
Oh shit! Yeah, we got. Oh no, you're winning.
Oh, look at that.
Now, how do we have one person in here with 2 likes?
I don't know.
Bill McKeisker, what's happening?
Greasy
Garage
About
Unity.
time.
Andy,
Sorry,
what's
guys.
happening, Andy?
We were actually talking shit. Talking shit.
Yeah, I think it's the Rona.
Oh, good. That's handy to know.
Well, I've had it for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Emro, what's happening? Charlotte, how are you doing, brother?
Quillen. Yep.
Rust Bucket Restos. Love what you do. Would you love what I do or what he does? Because we do 2 different things, and I think I do mine better. But that's just the opinions of a couple 100,000 people. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Shongo 68. Hey, like
2 hacks. What's happening, Jeff? Hey.
Really, bud?
I'm doing a video.
Late,
I'm doing a video tomorrow. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. It'll either be tomorrow or the next day, based on that one that you tagged me in the other day. I don't want to say anything else about it.
What happened to you last Friday? You were going to come over and do a video.
Oh,
and then you never showed.
I blacked out.
You blacked out.
I blacked out. Yeah.
When did you go to Detroit? You went up to there with that 2 weeks.
I didn't go to Detroit. I said,
you were going to drive up there at midnight or something.
We were going to go up there. Puppy. I just could not. The puppy was just so insane. I couldn't leave her with the dog sitter. So I said, "I would have stayed home," and I just went to the track instead.
Yeah.
Which I really wanted to go to the track, and I'd much rather go to the track than to go to Detroit.
It's a long drive to Detroit.
Yes, Greasy Garage, everybody is well. Yes, Charles Zimmerman, this is a Ford guy. You can tell by the color of his shirt.
This is the Ford guy. Yes, I'm a Ford guy. And a Chevy, and a Mopar, and all sorts.
Super Dave 103 Harley. Hey, Tony, which paint exactly was that you brush painted the engines with? Rust-Oleum. Just basic Rust-Oleum. I can't have it right. I'll get the can.
Junk Car Willie, how's it going? Now, your Mean Machine Mania, your stuff like the F-150 taillight video keeps me hopeful.
That's it. Stuff works fantastic.
What's he talking about an F-150 taillight there, Tony?
What's a who?
Someone's asking about your Mean Machine Mania. Your stuff like the F-150 taillight video. What's that? Another one I missed.
You don't watch any of my videos.
I don't watch anybody's video. I don't even watch my own.
Well, that's important.
Right.
There was a video on a channel called Ford Tech Make You Loco. That's the guy's name. That's the channel. Okay?
Yeah.
So he had a 2018 F-150. They got water in one of the taillights, and by the time the smoke cleared, the repair was $5,600.
Seriously?
Yeah, it bricked the truck.
How?
Because the corrosion in the connections caused all sorts of resistance issues that messed with the CAN bus system, and it took out the radio, took out the heater controls, and then he went to go start it, and there was just nobody home, so they towed it in, and it turned out that
5-year-old truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
And the premise of the video that I did was what's coming in the future is going to be guys like us who build cars taking these late model cars and retrofitting earlier engines, transmissions, and electrical systems.
Right.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Because things have just become unrepairable.
Huh. Good lord.
Morbid sadistic balls. I knew her. What's Alcohol? Hope everything's everything is going great.
Slaghammer.
What happened now?
No, what's the verdict with Sluggo? Slaghammer.
Oh, Saturday. We got weathered out this last Saturday, so day after tomorrow we're taking it back out to the track. What are you doing, Kiwi?
Screwed it up. What's this, Tavo? Not even mine, Kiwi. What are you talking about, Tavo? I missed something there. Sorry.
All right.
Somebody said, "What about Holden's?" Well, Holden's GM as well, so I'm a GM guy / Holden.
You're more
not
than just a
really
GM guy.
Vauxhall.
You're a super donor.
Well, there is that. Yeah, super donor.
Very proud of that you would donate.
Oh, well, why not? Saves lots of lives, so, you know. And they give you a free T-shirt.
They do it all for
it's
the
a win-win.
Let's see. Papillon Cycles. I'm afraid state inspection regulations will take care of that whole retrofit theory. Dude, you know, I saw that comment mentioned over and over and over again. But you don't seem to realize, when we get to that point, there are no state or there are no federal emission control regulations. Nothing is enforceable at that point. You know, all of these laws and all these regulations that have piled up over the last 50 years have all been at the luxury of a runaway fiat-based economy, right? With bureaucracy up the giggy, and just keep adding more bureaucracy and just pay for it with a blank check. And so we have all of these regulations and all of this nonsense, all of this bullshit, right? When we get to the point that becomes the thing, don't worry about it. Those places will not exist. Those regulations, and even if they do, there won't be anybody to enforce them. Nobody's going to care. So don't even think about that. My state of Tennessee has already gotten rid of that stuff.
Hey, Tavo, I'll be honest with you, mate. No, I haven't watched your videos. I don't have time. I work my tail off all day, then go home and just collapse in front of some nonsense TV show that doesn't.
So you can watch nonsense TV shows, but you can't watch my videos.
Well, you've actually got to pay attention because you're actually giving out details and information.
You got to focus.
Yeah.
When I do
I mean,
a video,
if you're watching some rerun of Welcome Back, Kotter, it's like nothing. You just turn off.
I got you.
So really, it's not anything negative on you, anybody's
video. She must want to know how your knee is.
It's getting better. I got my brace off of an evening. Like now, I don't have it on now. Like I got to keep it on at work in case I twist it again for a little bit longer anyway. But no, it's on the mend, which is good, very good. I did not want to get another new knee. Ari's in the house.
Ari, what's happening, brother? Papillon, I agree that is nonsense, but the shit hitting the fan to that point sounds like a terrible outcome. Not for everybody, man. Not for everybody. Yeah, and that's one of the things I want to make clear in that video, you know? Yeah, it's bad, and it's going to get really bad, but not for everybody. And you're on the side of the fence of people who it probably won't be very bad for.
Jeffrey, what are Chrysler products sold as in New Zealand? Typically Valiant. There were a few Chrysler. They made a Chrysler limo.
Tonka.
Tonka? What the hell are you doing there?
You're such a foreigner.
Yeah, that's correct, yes. Nothing gets by you, does it? The accent didn't give it away?
I'm sharp, bro. I'm sharp. No, Tonka was a toy company.
Oh, yeah, that Tonka. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, now you get it.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah, I'm a little fast for you. You know, I try to keep things slowed down, just so that, you know, because I've actually went at it like full on, right? Like,
I have no chance.
Oh, you would hear nothing but buzzes and clicks. So I slowed things way, way down.
Yeah, a few more bourbons, that's all I'd be hearing. But hey.
Fubar, what's happening, brother? And zero's there.
Mexican speak.
You're all in the house.
That's ow. That hurts.
Let's see. What happened to Mexican spec?
They got a tooth pulled today, a big molar.
Oh.
So he's recovering. He's probably high as a kite on some sort of opioid.
So speaking of recovering, so I'm just gonna throw this out there and just let you guys know that I don't know any details beyond what I'm gonna say now, okay? Because really nobody knows any details. But I'm sure you're all familiar with Steve Minanti, and I've been trying to get a hold of Steve for the last month. Calling him, he's got a couple of different numbers. He's got email addresses and everything else. I have not been able to get a hold of him. And Kathy said that she saw someplace where that he was sick. So he hasn't made videos in a month. It's been a month like this week. And what I found out today is that, and I don't have any details. If I had any more details on this, I would give them to you, but I don't. Steve's been in the hospital. He currently can't talk. He's not in good shape.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. You know who Steve is, right? Steve Minanti.
Yeah.
So just, you know, do what you can to support his channel. Go click on videos because the guy Seth is still posting his videos. They're older videos, but yeah, as soon as I know more and I can say more because I got to respect privacy, right? So I don't know what the deal is, right? But as soon as I know more and I say more, I will. And obviously, anything that we can do as a channel to help Steve, we will do. But I keep you guys posted. I just want to let you know that's why you haven't seen Steve on this channel because we were supposed to do a live sometime during August. He's been in the hospital the whole time. I just didn't know that. And just to give you an update on him and let you know what's going on.
Timothy Arnott, he subscribes to both our channels. It says, "What's up with Mission Impossible?"
Oh, geez, I don't know. That whole thing ran off. It ran off to a place. Look, I'm crushing you. You got 38. I got 147.
Yeah. Well, I'll catch up.
That project ran off to like, who the hell knows? I don't even know. Andy was on here a few minutes ago. Andy, what's going on with that thing? Yeah, need metal. I don't believe that it was a stroke. I don't believe that it was a stroke. And yeah, I was hoping he was on vacation too. But yeah, keep them in your thoughts. Why don't you take a question?
I need a question.
Oh my God, it froze.
Was that whatever? Yeah. Here we go. Thanks for the update, Steve. I need a question. We'll have to scroll back up and find a question. Ari, you finally got a V8 in your pickup truck on the back and the bed, I'm guessing, right? Not actually in the engine bay. Would that be right?
Was this not Pappy on Cycles? Go back there. By the way, right now, repair parts availability for bicycles are hard to come by often. And the Fed decided, the CPSC, last week not to require safety standards for Chinese-made e-bike batteries and motors. Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, should find. Well, yeah, there's not much of a push, those electric bikes to burn down.
No. Some guy got killed in New York. He had the battery charging overnight.
Yeah?
He had his little electric bicycle in there. And his
bicycle?
Yeah, electric bike.
Yeah.
He had it plugged in, charging, and it went off and killed him.
Like burnt the place down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we're gonna hear more about that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, it's more, I mean, they're selling the electric cars at a heck of a rate. So I think we're just gonna...
Craig Cochran, yes, I know all about that, but I do not believe Steve had that. I don't know for sure.
Ari, no Kiwi, but you know me too well already. Oh, he's got a 350 into a 60 Chevy Apache. Nice. Cool.
Let's see, Chongo 68 just brought home a 62 Dart 318 Poly California car, seeking out a 440, going to build a gasser. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Why not do the Poly, man? The Poly could be a lot of fun.
Anyone know if there's a GoFundMe for Steve? We could help that way. That's not a bad idea.
Not that I know of. And if there is a GoFundMe for Steve, I'll let you guys know. But Steve, okay, so YouTube is Steve's main source of income. He does the announcing for Barrett Jackson, but his channel is his main source of income. So if you really want to help the guy, just when you go to sleep tonight, just put on his channel and let him all play.
Yeah.
Get him some views and stuff like that. And then I will figure out I'm determined to help Steve anywhere that I possibly can. So when I have an idea or a plan, I will definitely let you guys in on it. And I think collectively, I think we can all help work together and help, Steve get through this time. I can't be more specific than that. The only thing I tell you is he's in the hospital and he cannot talk.
Polly Sims. Oh, I remember now. I've heard his voice. This is the Kiwi.
The Kiwi. Polly, come on.
One of a kind.
Polly Sims says there's
Wife's probably
another.
watching, going, thank God.
There's another channel doing a live at the same time.
Huh? Well, it's not me.
How dare another channel do a live at the same time that we're doing this?
Yeah.
What kind of commie bullshit is that?
It's bullshit, yeah.
Commie bullshit.
It might be a cooking live.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There you go. Watch DD the Garage on no start on points on my 413 with ignition. 1 and 2 as to coil power. Would you recommend hot wiring core to battery to try to start?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do that all the time. That's the first thing, you want to eliminate, especially a car you don't know. You don't want to be cranking it. The first thing I do is hot wire it. Go right from the battery to the positive of the coil and spin it up. So this way you don't have to be messing around with, is it getting voltage? Is it going to crank? Is it going to do this? So yeah, definitely do that.
Cost 60 Kiwi Wankel or New Zealand Rotor or Rotorua? Because Wankel's the rotary engine,
right?
So Rotorua, Rotor or Rotorua? Rotorua, mate. Rotorua. Rotorua. That's a place. That's a place in New Zealand.
Oh, Rotor-Rooter is a
no
plumbing thing.
No.
Okay.
The Rotorua smells a bit like that, but no.
Rotorua.
Rotorua. It also gets nicknamed Rotor Vegas.
She need to change the name of that place. It's hard to pronounce.
Well, there's much harder ones than that to pronounce. I can tell you. Bobby Z, 1964. EV people are a great source for cheap cars. Picked up a real nice Z3 cheap. Guy's out to save the world with his new EV SUV, so he sold his gas burner for peanuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy out there.
Good scheme, good plan.
Scoff them up, man.
Yeah.
His loss, your gain. Well, you probably have to feed that thing. Those BMWs are maintenance pigs.
Well, yeah. Richard Larmore, is it worth it to rebuild a 3.3 200 from a 65 Mercury? Not really, to be brutally honest. Well, it depends why you're considering rebuilding it. Do you have a need for a straight 6, like a low performance V6? Straight 6, sorry.
Well, you might just be looking for a gas mileage daily driver type of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why I'm kind of asking why does he want? Realistically, you're better off with a 289. They're cheaper to build. The 6 cylinders are more expensive to build than V8.
Well, what I was going to say is on that 200, okay, if you can get away with a refresh, right?
Right.
So if you break the thing down and all you really have to do is just clean the parts that are in there, hone it, throw new rings in it, fresh bearings, oil pump, seals, all that stuff, right? If you can get away with just doing a refresh without machine work and all the other stuff, then yeah, absolutely it's worth doing it, because you're gonna invest a couple $100 and you're gonna invest a weekend's worth of work going through that engine. But if you gotta bore it, put pistons in it, and all, then it's not worth it.
Yeah,
definitely not worth it.
And if you're into cylinder head work, valve seats and guides and all that, yeah.
Yeah, if you can get away with a simple refresh, I would do that all day long. Rings are gone. Change the rings.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not too worn when you lift the head, if it's not too worn out, then just re-ring it and go. You could swap it to a V8, but there's lots of stuff to change. Don't think that it's just putting the V8 in. There's way more to it than that. We rebuild 202 Holdens and slant 6s down under, but we like our 6s. Yes, the Aussies do like their 6s. Can't argue that one.
Jason Thomas, was a 346 pack only standard on the A Air and the TA Challenger, also the TA Challenger. But you know, one of the things you got to realize about the 6-pack setups is that both the 440, the 340, and believe it or not, 383, those packages. So Chrysler never put a 383 6-pack setup from the factory on a car on the assembly line, but 383 6-pack setups, along with the 440s and the 340s, were available over the counter like any Chrysler dealer. So there were a lot of cars that left the dealerships brand new with 6-pack setups on them, because that stuff was all in the dealer's parts department. They were moving that stuff pretty hard. And that goes right up to the early, let's say like 1973, 1974. So it's not uncommon to find a car that came from the dealer with a 346 pack or a 446 pack or a 383 6-pack. They just didn't come off the assembly line.
It cost 60. That's interesting what you're saying. He had a Nissan Leaf, had a little hit in the front. Which should have been a cheap, simple fix for a gas car, but no body shop wanted to risk the fire and liability from a lithium battery.
So from what I understand now, right, insurance regulations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this has gone into effect yet, but the standard for the insurance regulations now is that if you have an EV on the property, it has to be stored with 150 feet of clear space around it. You can't store it. Yeah.
There is not a house in my neighborhood that has 150 foot radius.
No. If you're commercial, like if you're a body shop, let's say.
Oh, I see.
And you bring in an EV from crash damage.
Right.
It has to be quarantined with 150 feet space all the way around it. 150 feet.
Gee. That's really going to hurt the EV industry. I'm not saying that it's not deserved.
Yeah.
But it's really going to hurt them. That's because people are going to keep buying them because they have the ability to sell to people. People are quite easily. That's a direct way of putting it. Yeah, they're easily convinced.
Not these people. None of these people are.
None of
these are all the finest people on earth. Actually, quite brilliant.
But
these are the border collies of people.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to keep selling them, but what's going to slow people down is the fact that when they ring up to get their insurance, it'll be like, no, sorry.
Yeah. And that like their neighbors, cousins, or somebody they know, gets incinerated in one, in a fender bender.
Well, that's Papillion cycles. That's interesting too, man. New York City Fire Department said they had at least 200 house fires caused by EV battery last year.
Oh, wow.
And they shut down 3 e-bike shops that were selling refurbed batteries.
Yeah, it's just a mess. It's just a mess.
Well, I mean, it's just cowboys and Indians a bit out there with electrics. There's not enough, regulation. Not that we need more regulations, but they need a little bit of policing and direction. I mean, they need direction as to what and how they should do it. It seems like there's a different rule in every state for EVs, and that's not
because
good
they're kind of like a fresh development.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And instead of the government agencies being critical of them the way you would think that they would be, hey, watch, because this thing could just burst into flames at any time, and you can't just put it out, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And the government agencies are all in cahoots. You know what I mean? It's a big club, we ain't in it, and they're pushing this stuff. So.
Oh, Urkos saying Nissan sent him to a third-party shop that required Nissan to completely remove and replace the battery. The labour cost totaled it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the way of the world, really. It's too expensive to set up to run those things. You either got to have like some big money behind you and set up a dedicated shop and charge accordingly, because you're the only guy in the city that can do it. But instead of $20,000 worth of tools to set up a little workshop, you're going to be looking at $150,000 worth of gear to deal with electric vehicles. So which would you do?
Scarlet Fire, Tony, what's the highest compression engine you ever worked on? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I don't have any super high compression engines in my past. The most powerful engines I've worked with were all supercharged and had very low static compression. I don't know. I mean, my buddy Dave's Superstock car was like 13.8 to 1 or thereabouts. So I'm going to say that's the highest compression I ever worked with.
Yeah, Papillion insurance premiums and tooling are prohibitive. Yep.
Yeah, it's all craziness. It's all just craziness.
Going to be interesting. Next couple of years, 3 years, we'll see some big changes, I think. I've worked on 18 to 1 engines, turbo. What was that, diesel? Must have been diesel at 18
Probably,
to 1.
yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Home built daily drivers. Yeah, I believe that's the future. You know, that's a good channel. Holy shit. I didn't think of that. Home built daily drivers. Ooh, Kiwi.
Ooh,
Let's
having a
do
brainstorm.
this.
What are we going to do?
Let's do a channel called Home Built Daily Drivers.
Right. So what's the premise?
Well, the premise is people build hot rods. They build muscle cars. They build, right? But who builds the daily driver? Nobody builds a daily driver.
Well, that's true. Hadn't thought of that.
So everything is taken from the perspective of, oh, big performance, oh, big fast, oh, big this, right? But how about just smooth, comfortable, reliable, and simple?
The KISS theory.
Yeah. Daily built, home built daily drivers.
So, like, get a $500 runner, like roller.
Yeah. $500 roller, a cheap roller.
You know, pull apart engine.
Yeah.
Transmission.
Yeah.
Hold it together with string and race tape.
Keep, you know.
Well, a bit better than that, but yeah.
Well, this is a good idea. I'm gonna actually brainstorm this, and we'll talk about this.
Okay.
That could be a really good channel.
It could be certainly seen as being pretty helpful.
Yes.
Like just the simple stuff. Undo this to take the engine out. Take the radiator hose off. The people that really are, not you guys so much. You guys all.
No, these are the smartest people on earth. They're the border collies of humans.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a couple of Australians on here that maybe aren't that intelligent, but you know, I've got to be mean to the Australians because they kicked our ass at rugby last week or weekend.
Oh my God!
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, that's how rugby lost.
It was a devastating loss.
How do they not all commit Harry Carey?
Well,
what is it that they do there?
Actually, I'm surprised Tavo wasn't kind of rubbing my nose in it about that. Mexican spec, they do have eBay down in Aussie. It's eBay, instead of ebay.com, it's ebay.au, as in AU as in Australia. So there you go. Now you know.
Ari, Tony, do you want the 64 Dart 170? Comes with a 10-year-old cat. Bro, you're 2,000 miles away, and I've actually got a 170 sitting there in the stand. I really have no idea what I'm even going to do with it, but I appreciate the offer. Olive, hello, Olive.
Tavo. Answering the Mexican spec. Yeah, man, we even have internet and electricity down in Australia.
Ah, it's crazy.
That's
right?
a fairly recent thing, though, to be fair.
It's kangaroo powered. They keep the capacitors in their little pouches. Let's see. Sir Creshlaw, watched the late 70s, early 80s Bathurst races back when men had balls. Have you seen the Isle of Man TT? I mean, come on, man.
Oh, well, yeah. Where's that about the Bathurst? Where did I miss that? Does it scroll up? Where was it? I got to read that. I love Bathurst. Where did you see it?
I don't know, but let me just answer. Mr. B, interesting things. Q, Tony, are you a stacker, silver, etc.? Yes, very much so, and have been for 25 years.
Border collies are so clever. So smart they can tell the difference between a 318 and a 340.
We're going to work on that with yeah, no, definitely.
Isle of Man TT is a kamikaze run. It really is. So the stat is something like 1.5 people die a year.
Yeah.
At TT, and it's like,
so
okay, I'm not really on board with that. I got to tell you.
So you know, here's, and I just realized that like the last time I watched, so they had this last Isle of Man, and I realized I watch this every year because it's the only time in my life that I feel like a pussy, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I watch people do all sorts of things, and I'm like, I got that. I could do that. You know, and I've tried, I've attempted just about anything I ever wanted to. That Isle of Man stuff? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll watch it. I'll watch you do that.
Mexican speak, I can hear them, but still no lapel mic. Well, we were going to, but we got no that we'd have to wear like a lapel to have a lapel mic, right? Like,
Oh, I have them. I have them. I just didn't bring them here tonight.
Ah.
I have mics. Kathy got mics. Mean Machine Mania. Is it worth stacking silver or focus on barterable commodities? Commodities are always good because commodities are don't even worry about the barter part of it. But commodities are money in the bank because inflation is driving this stuff forward. You know, so if you buy I don't know, just a gallon of a commodity that you use for $5, next year it's $10. Well, you doubled your freaking money. You know what I'm saying? So think of commodities in that way. But yeah, silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet, bar none. So,
what was that? Where'd it go?
Okay, so crash a lot. I think it was 83 Bears hurt. The lead driver flipped his car, climbed out, bummed a cigarette from a spectator, and a sexy woman from the race organization came running to light his ciggy. Yeah.
Yeah, they were the days.
Those are the days. It's still like that. It's still like that.
Yeah. No, all the drivers are like athletes now, man. There's no, I don't think you'd find many serious race car drivers that smoke because they're all athletes. They're all like watch their diet and have nutritionists. And
there were a couple of athletes that smoked.
Oh, I'm sure there's always going to be an exception, but you know, they were probably shot putters too. You know, like, and nobody dared to tell them to stop smoking because they were like 3 times their size. Yet another t-shirt idea. I'm okay with this.
Seriously, I watched that and I'm like, I have no desire. Just, yeah, you guys go ahead and have at it.
Mean Machine and Race, Raceogen 3D. Invest in lead.
Frank, no, that was not financial advice. We don't give financial advice. We give common sense advice.
Here we go. Every hockey player in the 70s smoked. But that's 50 years ago, brother. 50 years ago.
Jeff Hutchins, Inquiring Minds want to know, did you give Kiwi a gun this week? I didn't. Kiwi, do you want a gun? I'll go get you.
No.
Come on, have a gun. Be an American. Come on. Guns and bacon.
Guns and bacon.
Yes, guns and bacon.
I like bacon.
All right, I'll get you some bacon and I'll wrap it around a gun. I'm gonna give him a gun.
I'd shoot myself chewing the bacon off.
No, you'd love it. You'd love it.
I have no desire t-shirt.
Kiwi's
Jay Russell Finns, I like that. Jay Russell Finns. I have no desire t-shirt, right? They only in women's sizes. Ooh. Let's all throw in and get Kiwi a gun. No, that's a bad idea.
No, I'm gonna give him one. I'm gonna give him one. Tony No Smoke said, "You quit." God forbid I didn't quit. Come on.
Charlotte, that Cougar was a cream puff, eh, mate? Yeah, it was. Yep, it was. I had a Mustang in today, 67 convertible, blue as well with a white top. It was the Mustang version of that Cougar in how it looked, and it was the Mustang version of that Cougar and how it was underneath.
Yeah, I missed it.
Another one. Oh, honestly, the customer was there for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it would have been enough. We could have just grabbed the camera and zooped right
but it
through
would have just been. It was just like doing a rerun of that Cougar. It's just incredible. And the guy had bought it off the internet, sight unseen. Brought it to me because he wanted me to have a little look at it, just like the Cougar. And you know, she was saying that the door gaps aren't very good, and I'm like, just park it somewhere different, and the door gaps will change from being on a different surface. It was a mess, and he dropped 40 grand on it. It's like, man. So, yeah, without being too disparaging, there's one born every day. Like there's a buyer beware, guys. Buyer beware.
We'll have more of those, though.
Have
more of those.
Oh, yeah, they just keep coming. So,
Mean Machine Mania. I am considering trying to build a DIY mechanical stack injection setup. Can I use off-the-shelf JIC fittings instead of those red and blue AN fittings? Bro, you could use any fittings you want if you're trying to build it yourself. But keep in mind, right? The reason why you don't see stack injection systems on the street is because the transition circuits are terrible or non-existent, and it takes very complicated bypass plumbing to make them even remotely streetable. Those stack injection systems are designed for idle and wide open throttle and nothing in between.
Is that the mechanical version of it?
Stack injection.
Like the Hillborn sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you have to have stack injection and it's got to be streetable, then go with an EFI system.
That Boss 600 motor I've got at the shop,
Right,
has got electronic stack on it. And looking at the dyno sheets, like the low-down RPMs, it's really clean. You know, the AFs are all right where they need to be. They've got it tuned nicely. CW, Kiwi is the man. Well, thanks, CW. But, yeah.
I think he's hitting on you.
He's hitting on. Oh,
yeah, it's kind of weird.
You get that vibe?
I got that vibe. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not for the street. It would be for junior fuel. Just collecting knowledge for future dreams.
There you go, mate. It's all about the future dreams.
Dude,
dream.
Call Don Enriquez. He's over at Holly now. He works for Holly. He lives over here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Get a hold of Don Enriquez and pick his brain. Really nice guy, the most knowledgeable person in the world. He'll give you the cheapest, easiest way to do it. He'll tell you how to do it. I got my first nitro tune-up from Gene Adams, who was Don Enriquez's partner back in, I'm talking about back in like 1989 or 1990, whatever year it was. So this guy literally invented the game, and luckily enough, he's still with us.
So Bowie Deuce, what's up, Uncle T N guest? I must be the
That's
N
Kiwi.
Guest.
That's not a guest.
I'm Kiwi. I'm not a guest. I just arrive on a Thursday night, whether he likes it or not.
That's the one we let into this country.
That's
our token
voluntarily.
Kiwi. Yeah. Some people got the token black guy, or they got the token Asian, or the token woman. Well, we got the token Kiwi.
There you go. Who has a YouTube channel, so you need to go and subscribe to it.
You need to go subscribe.
Kiwi Classics and Customs.
You beat me to it. I was going to say that name exactly the way you just
say
did
that name.
I was going to.
You were going to.
Bro, I was going to, and then you beat me to it. You stole
so
my thunder.
Now you're going to sulk and not say it?
No, I'm not going to say it. You think I'm going to follow you down? No, sorry.
Oh, dear. What do we got here? There's a Mopar. 67 Dart GT, 70 Barracuda. Ooh. They have a 99 Dodge Durango. Wow, there's a serious Mopar guy for you, James. Does this make me a Mopar guy now at 62 this month? I was 62 last Friday. So I'm right there with you, James. Yeah, I think we can officially grant you membership into the Mopar Maniacs Association.
I feel like a kid with all you old timers around.
I know you don't drink, but have you been drinking?
I haven't hit that 2 yet.
The 2?
Yeah, the 2.
When's the 2 coming up?
May.
Yeah. Oh, you're just a baby.
Oh, I'm like an infant. Are you kidding me?
So much you have left to learn, grasshopper.
Take this pebble from my hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did I see that? Tavo was just giving me shit. Where'd it go? Tavo. Kiwi is the host, just uses UTG shop for his live feed. There you go. You're the man, Tavo. I will go and have a look at your channel actually, because I want to know who I'm talking to.
Where's my phone?
I don't know.
I'll find it.
Kiwi. J. Russell Finch, Kiwi, your content has been scarce of late. Yes, you're absolutely right. I keep apologising about it and not actually managing to get anything done about it to correct the situation.
He feels he's too good to make content.
Too busy and too tired.
He looks down at us content makers.
Mm.
I'm going to fix cars like a real man. I'm not going to do content. For sure.
One thing I have to do is get a GoPro so I can do that flipping the camera around deal like you do. So, because I don't like videos where it's just the guy talking who is making the video looking at what he's looking at. Yeah, I want to be like, I feel like I'm more interactive with the viewers if I'm on the camera as well. Like, so with those GoPros, you can point them at yourself and go, "Hey, this is this is that."
You want to try mine?
Oh, one day I'll take it home. I'll take it home tonight.
No, I don't have it here with me. It's
yeah. So, J. Russell Finch, yeah, I'm I'm clearing out a lot of little jobs that have stacked up and got like 12 cars deep, and not the sort of stuff that really is good content. Just little silly jobs. So I'm almost through all that, and then we're going to go get back into some videos of like the Casper Mustang, the black 427 big block Mustang. Been actually making some progress on that black 67, the 427 car. Got the transmission back in it and the drive shaft, and got some plumbing done, and that should be hopefully firing up within a couple of weeks, which that'll be fun. And that all will be on video, so hopefully you'll see the content ramping up, and I'll see my YouTube paycheck ramping up.
See, this happened. Okay, so this happened the last time too. I put in Tavo's garage, and it comes up Taco's garage. There's no, I'm serious. I've tried this before. I'm going to try it one more then. Tavo garage. No, see, it comes up. Dude, anytime we try to get to your channel, YouTube doesn't give us the ability to do it.
Kiwi catharsis and colostrum. Oh my goodness. Haven't heard colostrum for a long time.
All right, let's try this one. Do it in all caps.
Maybe Ari can find his link and post it. Here's everyone else's link.
No, Taco Garage.
Yep.
Yeah, look, I'm not making this up.
It's all backwards anyway.
Yeah. Well,
they can figure it out. These are talented viewers we have. Kiwi Mopar tragic. Will a 440 six-pack make good power from idle? The aftermarket six-pack manifold state they make power from 2,500 RPM.
If it's an Edelbrock six-pack manifold, it's exactly the same as the one that was used in 1969. 1970 went into a cast iron manifold, but the 69 is the exact Edelbrock manifold that you could buy from Edelbrock. And they make fantastic bottom end power. And 2,500 RPM is really bottom end power.
Yeah,
they're great.
It's not going to make 400 horsepower at 1,200 RPM.
No.
That or an electric engine might, but we don't like those.
Okay, so Chris Freeman says I literally just typed in Tavo Garage and it came up for me. I just tried it 5 different ways, and I could try it on your phone.
I'll try it on my phone.
I'll keep everybody busy while you do that. I'm crushing you, bro. 262 to 98.
Oh, guys, nobody loves me tonight. Yeah. What the heck? What the heck?
Let's see. Which Mopar rusted the least? Oh, wow. That's a good question.
The one that got stored in a museum?
No. Oh, wow. I'm going to say fuselage C bodies, for whatever reason.
Mine's doing Taco's garage as well. Yeah. Well, it's meant to have an apostrophe in it or something.
I'm going to say fuselage C bodies. 69 to 73 C bodies, I think, are the least rust-prone Mopars of that era. J. Russell Finch is saying use upper and lower case to find it. I just tried that.
So uppercase Tavo?
Hit enter after typing Tavo Garage and it'll come up. I did that. I'm not new to this.
And Tavo's gone AWOL on us. Where have you gone? Oh, here we go, Tavo. Back to the wider audience. Guys, it's not working for you. That's a fair comment.
I did try. Okay, so now Fubar just put up a link to it, but I can't go to the link on my phone. Oh wait, I can.
Tavo,
if I go to, all right, yeah, let's try this. All right, so if I go to my channel. Oh, I gotta do ads. This is ridiculous.
You buy the premium one where you don't have ads yet, tightwad.
All right, Fubar, put up the link. Okay, now I'm gonna click on that. There it is, Tavo Garage.
What?
You've only got 297 subs. Hey guys, get over there and show Tavo Garage some love. He's here. Every live that we do, he's here. And the guy's like, he's hardcore. He's a hardcore guy. All right, I can't really watch videos right now. Okay. Oh,
I put in Tavo Garage, but I got something that's nothing to do with Tavo or his garage.
okay. He's got some interesting Chrysler Hemi 6 stuff down here. Go over there and show the man some love, will you guys?
I have to search another time.
Okay.
Because it's not very entertaining watching us play on our phone. It's really not why you guys came here, is it?
What did they come here for? I mean, really, why are they here? What are they looking for?
For the stimulating conversation.
Stimulating how?
Because
Controversial?
We're worldly, knowledgeable. One of us is good looking.
Yeah.
What else is there? That's all you need.
What?
They don't come here for the pretty girls, do they?
There are no pretty girls here.
No.
No. There's a lack of pretty girls here.
It's a distinct lack of pretty girls. We came here to chat with Kiwi, Chris Freebies.
What do you say?
Chris Freebies. We came here to chat with Kiwi.
I know. I'm just in the way.
You get all the points, but
I get all the
shit
points
too. Kathy is. Yeah, you're right. Kathy is.
Yeah, but
pretty,
she's not here.
But she's not here. I don't think she's even listening, is she?
No,
She's probably playing with that dog.
I leave the house. She pretends I don't even exist. She's just like that
Thank
asshole
God
out of
he's
here.
gone. Joe K, what is your take on the Aspen Valari? I was watching a review on them on another channel who was praising them as a relatively good cars for their time. I don't actually know those cars, so.
Okay, they're great drivers. They're great drivers. They handle really nice. I don't know why. See, I'm guilty of it too. I don't give those cars any love. I should. I've never had a bad Aspen Valari experience. I've actually had a couple of really cool ones. Nothing spectacular, but cool. I had a factory 4-speed wagon, a 318 4-speed station wagon, that was like one owner, and I got it from the lady who bought it new. She was an older lady. This is probably 30 years ago, 35 years ago. No, I've had some cool F bodies, but no real love for them. Nobody really has love for them. I don't know why.
So Charlotte Collin, yes, I did like Mad Max. The first one was the best one, and they kind of faded a little bit as they kept bringing them out. Although the one with Tina Turner was pretty good.
She just died recently, didn't she?
Yeah. Charlotte Collin, I thought Kathy was monitoring. She might be. Kiwi Mars, Mrs. Kiwi's in the house.
Well,
Kiwi, you struggle to use a seatbelt. What do you think your chances are to operate a GoPro? Oh, that's not very nice.
Well, I mean, she would know better than anybody, right?
Yeah, she would. Oh, that's brutal. That's all right. You'll pay for that later, darling.
Who runs Bartertown? Kiwi runs Bartertown. The Crot, I almost bought a 76 Aspen RT new in 76, got a 69 Charger RTSE instead. Probably a good choice.
Yeah, definitely worth more today.
Not back then, though.
Not back then, but today. Yeah, the other problem I have with the GoPro is those little tiny buttons on it. I've got big, fat, pudgy fingers, and you just push 3 buttons at the same time.
I have big, fat, pudgy fingers. Well, not okay, you got pretty pudgy fingers. Yeah.
Methane cometh from pig shit. Well, okay.
Yes, very nice.
Hard to deny that. Yeah. Pillion Cycles Mad Max to Mayo. That is our annual house party. We play the movie and there are challenges. Ooh. It'd be interesting to know what the challenges are.
Let's see.
How about the Blues Brothers 74 Dodge Monaco? Yeah, that was cool. I haven't seen that movie for a long time.
I saw it in the theater when it came out. That was like what, 1979, I think it was.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
It was like Animal House.
Right.
See, we're old, bro. We're old. We were going to the movies before a good portion of this audience was even born.
Well, there is that possibility, yes. But hey, you're only as old as the woman you feel, so you know.
Yeah. Lester LeSabre. F bodies were unpopular because they rusted like crazy. The firewalls. They see the F bodies. Okay, the problem with the F bodies was the way they had the cowl drainage in the firewalls. They had these rubber flaps, and everything was supposed to just wash through the rubber flaps. But any leaves or twigs or anything like that got into the
cowl.
The cowl.
You're right.
Would block up those drains and it would rust the firewall out. That was the problem with those cars.
Mustangs do the same.
Yeah.
Early Mustangs, they all do that.
Ari is 30, but he's considered an elderly millennial.
30? He's just a baby. Good Lord.
I have food in my fridge that's older than that. The holes. Tony and Kiwi, here's a technical question. What do you think of waterless coolant in old cars? I'm not even sure. Do you?
No, I haven't tried it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
was hoping that you had a profound answer, and then I could just agree with
the
it.
water wetter. I find works well. That pinky coloured.
Maybe that's
liquid.
What you're talking about.
No, there is a waterless coolant you can get now. So like it's a coolant, it's a liquid, but it doesn't have water in it, and it's supposed to do bring your temperatures down and stuff.
But wouldn't just straight antifreeze be a waterless coolant? That's ethylene glycol.
but straight, that's kind of it loses its cooling effect if you run it if you go too strong with just straight coolant in it.
I never heard that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I tell you what, I've heard, and I was pretty skeptical, and then I tried it, and it actually worked, and that is using distilled water in your radiator rather than tap water. There's a lot less minerals in it. And it's said it will drop it by 10 degrees if you actually drain and flush it and run distilled water.
I'd like to test that.
And I had a customer's car that was just not like boiling over, but running hot. And we tried it, and it did actually bring the temperature down.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
That's an easy thing to try, because you just run down to the supermarket and pick up distilled water.
Yeah, it's like $1.10 a gallon. It's way cheaper than anything. I mean, you can't just use that if you're anywhere that freezes, and you can't really just use it straight because of corrosion as well. But you can put a little bit of antifreeze with it. But yeah, rather than the tap water, use distilled water.
Ant D, hello. I recently heard that a Challenger wheelbase is 2 inches longer than a Cuda. Is there any reason as to why? Yes. Dodge cars are always on a longer wheelbase than their Plymouth equivalent. And it's between 2 and 3 inches depending on the model. And the space where they're longer, the Dodges are longer than the Plymouths, is where your feet go in the back seat. So, for instance, a Dodge rear quarter window on a B body is longer than a Plymouth rear quarter window on a B body. A lot of people don't know that. They think they're interchangeable. But that's where the difference is. The difference in wheelbase is where your feet go. Backseat passengers where their feet go.
Waterless. Okay, the Maverick waterless coolant boils at 350 degrees. Well, if you can keep the boiling point down.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it going that high anyway. I mean, that's like whether it boils or not. It's not.
That's too hot.
Healthy,
yeah, I don't think that's what they're trying to. I don't think they're trying to say you can run it at 350 degrees, but I guess the
If your
recipe.
coolant is at 350 degrees, all of the expansion built into all the expansion capabilities built into the engine, the casting, the gaskets, everything else is being exceeded.
Oh yeah,
right? So
but I mean, regular water boils at 212.
Yeah.
And that's quite a normal temperature to run at on a lot of modern cars. Is that around that right on boiling point?
But they're
and if it
designed
wasn't
for
the radiator cap, true, they're designed for it.
If you take
And the fuel's designed for it too.
Yes. Well,
Fuel likes to be hotter now these days. Dean Stevenson, tap water. If you tap dance, that stuff can get you liquidated. Boom, boom.
JY, do you still get heat over the Black Ghost Mopar? I don't know. There are comments that still pop up. Most of the ones are just babbling. They're just babbling. So yeah.
Yep, we got a viewer from the UK. I just saw that, and then he flashed up the page. Oh, EFOG 3. Watching all the way from the UK. Is it snowing or raining over there? Isn't it always snowing and raining in England?
In August?
No, I'm just being. No, it's summer over there, like here.
But it's winter where you come from.
It's winter where I come from. Yes. 3 degrees per psi on the cat. Yeah.
So you guys do Christmas down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in summertime, it's cookouts and.
But how do you square the whole, Frosty the Snowman and all of that stuff and jingle
bells? All the Christmas, well, not all, but a lot of the Christmas cards and stuff is all got snowmen on it and stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be like, what the hell are they doing, right?
No, we just don't worry about that and have another beer. The kids don't care as long as they get
more beer.
More. Hot Kiwi Christmas. It can be. It can be. Beer has a higher boiling point. Good with keeping to the technical shit.
Tony, what's the difference between a Commando and a Super Commando 383? Not much. They're both 4-barrel 383s. And then when they put it in the regular 383 4-barrel engine would be a Commando. If they put it in something that would have the equivalent of a Dodge Ram Charger, they would. Did I say Ram Charger? What the hell was it? Magnum. I'm sorry, Magnum. They would call it a Super Commando. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? The regular Commando was a 383. The Super Commando was a 440. Sometimes I slip out of gear.
That's a Kiwi. That's a Kiwi Christmas card.
That's Kiwi porn, is what that is, right? You guys are nuts.
That's what our Christmas cards look like.
You guys are nuts.
See, now you know. Anyway, seriously though, do they have 253 V8 in the USA? No, they do not. That is a Holden only engine. But no, they didn't bring those over here, I'm afraid. Commando equals no underwear. Oh, that's.
What was that now?
It's a Commando.
Commando equals no underwear, right?
So what's a Super Commando? No underwear, no pants.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Go back to that now.
Which one?
Do you think overheating, damage to heads, etc., is more the temperature or the steam pressure? Oh, it's definitely the temperature.
Yeah.
All of those castings are designed for only so much expansion and so much contraction. So you run a motor that's supposed to be have a maximum of operate at a maximum temperature of 230, 240 degrees, which would be like extreme, and you pump that out to 260 degrees. You're expanding stuff way beyond where it's ever supposed to be.
Yeah. Because like the metals they use in engine, cast iron or aluminum, or whatever, that they're not all made equal.
No.
There's different grades of cast iron, and they use what they need to use to allow it to run in its normal running operating range. They're not going to put in super duper cast iron that can take 300 degrees because it's just going to cost them more money. So yeah, it's the heat that kills them.
Nice. Zero says Super Commando is just wearing a hat because you're classy. That's right. Fred Gomez, U.S. Nationals this weekend. Anyone going? I thought they stopped having that in like 1983 or 1984. Didn't know they still did that.
Oh, Tavo, what are you trying to start a civil war down there in Australia?
What's he doing?
Come on.
I was a poser. No, don't insult those people. They're freaking nuts.
The 250. Because he's saying thanks, Kiwi. Big fan of the 253, best sounding V8 ever in his opinion. That's Mick Bama. So Tavo's come back. 253 was a poser. No hope against a 245-6. Woo! What's the news? We're going down in Australia.
That's right. Santa goes up the chimney.
Waterless coolant will not attack aluminum. Well, that's a good thing. I don't know. Probably should try it. Probably should get some and try it. I've read about it and just not got any further, honestly.
John M. Wait here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. How often have either of you pulled freeze plugs and still found casting sand in the block? Does that hurt the block when running with the sand?
It doesn't hurt the block, but it messes with the cooling. One of the problems the old flathead Ford V8s had.
That's right.
They were always notorious for overheating, and people blamed the water pumps and this and that. And a big piece of the problem was they left a lot of sand in the blocks.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to run Groom's engines, and they would get, back in the day, they'd get the flathead engines, and they'd put them in the shakers. And just leave them bouncing around in the shaker for hours, and they would come out with 2 or 3 cupfuls of sand would come out of them. Well, and that's all displacing water, which is meant to be cooling the engine.
The big thing with the flatheads was that they ran the exhaust ports between the cylinders, so right. You had this any type of that was restricted right there, and caused the bottom end of the engine to be extraordinarily hot. And then, like he was saying, they were notorious for having a lot of sand trapped in there. So yeah, flatheads were I give a lot of respect to anybody who makes good power with a flathead.
Texas Liquid, what is Kiwi a super donor of? Blood, my friend. Well, actually, platelets.
Blood. He leaves it everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I do leave a bit around the workshop. I've got to be honest. No, that's a shirt you get for giving platelets, which is basically they can take 2 quarts of blood from you instead of 1. But what they do is put the plasma back into you.
Oh, nice.
They pull it out of you through a big needle that goes in your arm, because you like needles.
I don't do needles.
This is a big man's needle.
I don't do even little girl needles. I do not do needles. Period. The end.
But yeah, it's blood donation. So yeah, and I was talking to the girls at the blood assurance group, and they were saying that it helps save about 7 lives for every quart that you donate. And
7 lives
for
every quart?
Yeah, it helps to save. It's not like they give a quart and 7 people survive, but it helps to keep 7 people alive.
I'll give them cash.
You can't put cash in your bloodstream, unfortunately.
Well, next time I accidentally open myself up,
right,
I'll use
a dollar bill to bandage it,
and I'll catch it and run it over there.
That'll be sterile.
Save 7 lives.
Shake the cigarette butts out of the cup before you put blood in.
Of course. Come on, bro. Bill McCusker, thank you, brother. What's the best way to clean up an old rusty set of heads to use? Oven cleaner. Go to a Dollar Tree store, man. Go buy some cheap oven cleaner. I did a whole video on that, and just spray it in there and brush it in, and spray it in, brush it in. You may have to go a couple of laps, and then as soon as you're done, hit those things with some kind of light oil, like a PB Blaster or a WD-40, because it'll flash rust. But that's the easiest way to do it. Wayne Buzzle, Tony, did you ever run frame connectors in any of your Fox Body Mustangs? Bro, I had one Fox Body Mustang, just one, and I ran it for that 1 year, and no, it didn't have frame connectors.
Charlotte calling it's called a big bore needle. Yep.
Yeah, I don't do needles.
What do you think of Predator carburetors?
I'm gonna die from like an ingrown toenail.
What's that got to do with Predator carburetors?
Just saying.
Okay. Because you won't get an injection.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You
Period.
just
Yeah.
take the leg off with no anesthesia.
You know what? Take it. No needles. Chris, did Ralph have any more to say about that car? Like that, I was there yesterday to pick up some pistons and rods from him, and he hasn't touched these. He's working on other cars, and once he's done with that, he'll be back to that. But he's got a really cool, very nice 62 409 Impala there that I think we're going to do a video on the next time I see him.
Mike White and the best way engine compartment ever looked was after oven cleaner and tyre shine. Uncle Toenail?
Uncle Toenail, yes.
What were you making for power in that Block's body? Block's body?
I have no idea. I have no idea. The car ran on gator backs through the catalytic converters. I ran 1343 at 101 miles an hour, which at the time was a half second under the IHRA iPure stock record. That was my best performance with the car, but it was. I have no idea what power it made. I don't know. Do the math. Did you find out how Sledgehammer's plug regapped itself? I did not, but I straightened out. I'm going to cover that. We're going to go out with a car on Saturday, and I'm going to cover all of that. Mark Niblet, Tony, you have any shirts besides black? You mean to sell? No, they're all black with white lettering.
So Charlotte Collins saying, Kiwi, we ever seen Tony flame a block for paint adhesion? Best trick he ever taught me. So what do? Get a torch like a butane torch?
I use map gas.
Use what?
I use map gas.
Oh yeah.
That's I did the block on Sledgehammer.
Okay.
It's still perfect.
Just burn the oil and residue off.
Yeah, you go around the block with the first you wipe it down with thinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go around with the map gas, and you could see. Now a lot of people said that the moisture that you see escaping is from the flame, but I know that it's not because you can actually see the color of the block change.
Right.
As you're going around it. So I go around the surface of it with the map gas, then I prime it, and then I hit it with Rust-Oleum.
Yeah.
And it holds up perfectly. The block that's in Sledgehammer is the one that I did on that video, and it's flawless.
So what special do we have for the viewers tonight on Rust-Oleum?
Oh, you're going to send this, right. You're going to send this to the viewer of yours. Yes. To the viewer of your choice. Oh, no, there's good paint in there.
Where?
Bro, look, what are you doing? Look, here.
Okay.
Don't you know how to do this? People put the lid back on it and all of that, right? But then you end up having to throw the brush away, and you get the crust over the top anyway, even if you put the lid on.
Yeah, that brush is quite usable.
I could paint mechanical things with that.
Yeah.
I could paint like a rear end housing with that, and it'll look just fine when I'm done. These things are $16 a fucking quart now.
I thought you had them on special the way you were plugging them tonight. I thought you were like selling them in your merch store.
No, but no, I want you to send. I want you to be able to send that to the viewer of your choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So
I'll airmail it to Tavo, I think.
Tavo, he's airmailing that to you.
You know what? That's lion red.
It's
if we've got any actual Kiwi viewers tonight,
I think
isn't that lion red? Like, tell me that's not.
It's called sunrise red.
And if you know what lion red is, then you're actually a Kiwi. So there you go. That's your challenge, guys. Whew, that's quite potent fumes too.
So who are you sending that to?
I don't know.
Are you sending it to Tavo?
No, I don't think they'll let it through customs. Sorry, I think it's a bond.
No, it'll be paint. They can see the paint.
Tavo wins. That's it, Tavo. Yeah, 0. You've got it. Paint Kiwi's rear end housing red like a monkey butt. Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Olivia Lynch, what is your take on painting the inside of your block with Glyptol paint? You know, Glyptol works. I use Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer. It's not as pretty as the Glyptol, but it works just as well. I've been painting the inside of blocks with the rusty metal primer now for 40 years, and I've never had it come loose. Preparation is everything. A block's got to be clean, 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 and you got to heat it a little bit. But you paint the rusty metal primer in there, and you're good to go forever.
Terrence Seymour, yeah, he knows what Lion Red is. It's horrendous. Well, yeah, I'll give you that.
He says it's horrendous. What's bad about Lion Red?
Oh, it's a beer, but it's not very good beer.
Oh, okay.
It's like natty. It's like natty light. I was always a DB drinker, but this is going back a few years when there was like 2 beers. There was DB and there was Lion.
Kitavo now has 307 subs. I forgot what he started out at.
200 and something.
Nice.
Good stuff. I will get on there and sub myself, Tavo, because you're a decent guy. Haven't tried it, but marine paint should be fantastic. Well, being marine is probably epoxy, so yeah, it would be good.
Terry CH says he missed the insemination video offers of years gone by. Oh no, Kiwi will still come and inseminate, whatever.
Do you know my wife's watching this?
You get paid for it.
Not very much, but every dollar helps.
Anything you need mated with a Kiwi, we've got. So just
Jeff Hutchins, limey red. Yeah, there you go.
Doug's Maintenance Shop. I think Glyptol means how the paint reacts as a molecular bonding level. Not sure, but I think Rust-Oleum is already a Glyptol type of paint. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know because I've never bought it actually, but I know people who've bought Glyptol paint. I don't know if it's a brand name or a type or what you're talking about.
So what's the idea behind painting inside the engines to help the oil return to the pan quicker?
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Right.
There's several reasons. One is to seal the pores so that there's any casting sand that comes loose during the course of the engine's operation, it stays trapped under the paint. Right, it's locked under the paint. Oil drain back. And also, let's say it's a race engine, easy cleanup. So you got to go inside of it, you got to drop the pan or whatever. It's easy to spot any type of foreign materials. It jumps right out at you. Easy to clean up. And then when you got to store the block, so let's just say I pull a block out of, that's going to happen this week, this year. I pull a block out of bottle rocket, and I'm going to put it on the side because I'm not going to use it for however long. It won't rust or anything like that. Just clean just a little grease on the cylinder wall so they don't rust, and then the block is going to stay nice and reusable, ready to go again.
Okay. What color do you typically use?
Rusty metal primer.
And what color is that? Like rust brown?
This slant 6 right here is. Turn this around. Maybe I won't turn around.
He didn't have enough wheat bix. He's having trouble manhandling the slant blocks. Slant block. Oh, okay, that reddish color. Yeah. I know what you mean. Like red oxide. Yeah. Back in my rallying days, we'd paint everything inside the car and under the car white.
I do that with like my 68 Roadrunner is white underneath.
Yeah, but we did that because you'd be out like trying to fix the thing in the middle of the night. We're rallying late into the night, and so you put a light inside a black car.
Yeah,
it's still fairly black. You put it inside a white car and it lights up.
I just like the way it looks. The white pops out of it, like behind the wheels and shit like that. And, any part of the undercarriage that you can see as the car goes past you, it just pops. It looks so,
All right, what else is going on here? Oxide reddish, more brown.
Yeah. Okay. Stray Bullet, do you paint the inside of an aluminum block as well? No.
Oh, Urko said, I hope Kiwi uses a gasket over his mating services.
Glyptol looks like dry
blood. What he means.
What was that now? I hope Kiwi uses gasket over his mating surfaces. Oh, yeah, of course. But unless the job is insemination and, Ready? He's ready to go.
Not so much.
We'll send him right over to your place. Kiwi, you used to rally race?
I did. So co-driven and raced.
That's so manly. Racer.
Racer. I was
Yeah.
a racer. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep. I had a reputation for arriving sideways
Nice.
everywhere.
Nice.
And my response was always, I was much braver than I was talented. So, it's a corner and we're doing 90. So what? Just have at it.
I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah. Kiwi needs to market his own RTV for his mating services. Oh, this conversation's spiraling downhill.
Zero saying Plain Z looks so tough underneath, all white NASCAR style. Yeah. Wait till you see I got the Roadrunners are going to leave the garage this year. I promise. Wait till you see that car out in the
Kiwi Mars, thank God. What are you thank Godding about? Oh, I'm worried now.
What was that now?
Kiwi Mars.
Oh, she's got a headache.
Yeah, thank God I'm out. You've been offering me to inseminate people because she's got a headache.
Did I say people? Did I say
no,
people? I said
people,
anything
no,
you need
okay.
inseminated. We have.
Yeah. I draw the line at anything that's not a human, all right? Even Kiwis have standards.
I've got a lonely emu here.
There's more than enough sheep shagging jokes going around about Kiwis and Australians.
Terry CH, any benefits to grinding smooth lifter valleys for oil drainage? Yes. Anything you can do to clean, to dress sharp surfaces or smooth, rough surfaces, it's all good. It all adds up. It's all these little details. What?
Jeff Hutchins. Kiwi, imagine if Tony listened when you talked.
That would be crazy. I would have to compete with all the voices. He would have to compete with all of the voices that are already bouncing around inside my head. That would be just insane.
That's the problem. You should see him when we're off camera. Like, it's wild. It's like that Sybil. Remember Sybil, the movie Sybil?
Don't you have like 16 personalities?
Yeah, that's the one.
I've only got like 4.
And they all love Mopars.
3.
3 of them.
Yeah, one of them is disgusting.
The other one likes EVs.
Nothing to do with
one
them.
likes EVs?
No, it just doesn't like Mopars.
My favorite rally video is the Finnish racer who was calling the guy in front of him Satan's chimpanzee. Yes, there's a really good one with Ari Vartanen driving an old Escort with Terry. Somebody was his co-driver, and he's reading pace notes out like an absolute pro, and Ari Vartanen's just going crazy behind the wheel. And next thing they're in top gear, and suddenly they get a slide on. They're heading for a concrete-sided bridge, and this co-driver goes, "Oh dear God!" His Scottish accent. Such a cracker. But he missed it. He went sideways heading for the bridge and then just straightened it up through the bridge, carried on. No drama. Now, if any of you guys are curious, and you should go watch any WRC rallying you can find. It is the speed and the high tech, the tech level of those cars is just out of this world. They're just, I mean, the guys that do autocross here, and they're all, 64 Chevelle or something like that, and they're zipping around. If one of those WRC cars came out, they'd be like 8 seconds quicker than everybody. They just their ability to accelerate is, they do 0 to 60 in I'm trying to remember the number, on dirt in like sub 3 seconds.
They're 4-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, but it's on a loose surface. But like 60, like that's third going on 4th gear. Like they're just going through they tap out at about 110.
That's okay.
That's all she wrote.
On those kind of surfaces,
Yeah.
How much faster do you want to go?
Oh, really? But man, they accelerate. Sybil, Charlotte Collins, Sybil. The movie, there we go. Someone else. Sybil failed. God,
Sally
I've
Field.
been drinking. Sally Field.
Yeah, she was a flying
Sybil
nun
in the movie. Well, not in that movie, but yes, she was.
She's a flying nun in everything that she was ever in, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, Mark Niblett. Bathurst Jaguar V12 thoughts. They were phenomenal. They sounded absolutely amazing. And they were pretty fast for a big tank that they were. But that Tom Walkinshaw that had that team, he ran the team. He was England's Smokey Eunuch for cheating. Like, it was only cheating if you got caught.
Somebody just asked if I ever crossed paths with Lee Iacocca or Smokey Eunuch. Unfortunately, no, neither of them. As far as Gump's mom, yeah, still, she was a flying nun. Oh, look, the flying nun had her kid. That's.
Yeah, but she would have had somebody cuter than Forrest Gump. She was hot.
Yeah. She wasn't hot. She was beautiful.
Well, yeah.
She was beautiful.
What do we got here? 400 big block. Looks like it's leaking oil from the driver's side head between the head and the block on the firewall side. Is there an oil valley back there? Oil gallery, maybe? Valley?
All right. From the driver's side head, between the head and the block on the firewall side. Driver's side head.
Between the
driver's side.
Between the head and the block. So the back edge of the head.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably the intake manifold leaking, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, so it can be one of two things. Okay, it's either be coming from the corner of the valley pan, where you got the strap with the 3 bolts at the end that pin the valley pan down. It's probably leaking from either between that thing that you bolt down and the head, or the oil pressure sending switch, which would be on that side also, and very close to that proximity. Oh, it froze.
It did.
Here we go. Now we're rocking again.
Rear oil galley plug, someone's suggesting? Smokey and the Eunuch.
There, on those engines, it's a plug. It's a through screw-in plug.
Charlotte Cullen, I agree, absolutely. She was.
You can answer this one.
Which one is that?
Max Yunt. Hey Tony, any tips or tricks to install control arm bump stops that press in on a 74 C10? I can't picture it. Control arm bump stops. It's a pressed in control arm bump stop.
Yeah, they're kind of like a. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think. I know what they look like, but I'm trying to explain it to Tony. But
Answer his question, and I'll look for a picture of it.
Okay. Basically, plenty of lube, some sort of lube. Be it grease or just oil or even brake fluid. And basically, you've really got to squeeze them. Like, you're not going to squeeze them in with your hand. You've really got to, like, almost in a vise or some, a pair of grips or something that you can squash them. And you've really got to squeeze hard on them, and they'll eventually pop through. They've got to be that tight so they don't.
I know
so they don't just pop out again. They're not the bolted ones.
Yeah,
like
those.
You look at those ones.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't picture it for a minute.
Yeah, they are a bear to get in, but lots of lube and lots of pressure.
Yeah. Well, they're designed to be pulled through. So you look at the way they're so you have the part that comes up like this, and that's what it gets captured, and then underneath it, it's got the piece that hangs down. You're supposed to use a broad pair of pliers, flat pliers, right?
And, help pull it through.
Hang on, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of pull as well as push. Definitely helps.
You got to use a flat, broad plier on that. The wider and the flatter, the better. Like if you try to use one that's got like a normal pair of pliers, it won't pull it down evenly. It's got to be a broad, flat pair of pliers and pull them right through. I could not, for the life of me, I could not picture that until I actually saw it. I'm like, well, there you go. I know what that is.
Hey, what's Dean Stevenson talking about?
Do you together in a tomatic sense? Asking for a friend. Possibly, but not. And sometimes yes.
That's a bullshit answer if I ever heard one.
That's the
You have
best
no
way-
idea what he's asking,
That's
do
the
you?
best way I can answer that question.
You're just making that shit up, Tony. You need, yeah,
What's up?
my wife's chiming in on
Oh.
my phone at the same time. She's commenting on here, but I keep missing her comments, so
Who
she's
does
not
it
making
better?
any sense.
I wonder who she thinks does a better job on this. Which one of us is better on
Is
here?
better? Well, of course she's going to like me better, isn't she? Like,
You think she'd like you better?
I think
I
so.
think she likes me better.
Well, it's possible.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Sally on Carson, lovely stuff. I have no idea what that is.
Sally Field on Carson.
Johnny Carson?
Yeah, I
The
guess
Tonight
so.
Show? Oh, she's, UT, me, right? Yeah, there you go. UT, there you go. I'm gonna send you a pizza.
The internet just broke on people looking up Talmudic.
I know Talmudic, but Talmudic?
What the heck is Talmudic?
It's an old Jewish
Really?
book of laws.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
ancient Jewish book of laws.
So you guys are getting educated as well as entertained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the Kabbalah is the book of mysticism, the Talmud is book of laws. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm?
I didn't realize you were such a well-rounded human being, Tony.
Dude, I'm so well-rounded. I know so many freaking things.
But
It's
you are
ridiculous.
missing a lighter now because that's broken and off over there somewhere.
See, you know the funny thing is, you know what the funny thing about all this is? People are like, oh, you know so much about cars. You know so much about cars. I know so much more about so many other things. I really don't know that much about cars. But I play somebody who does on YouTube.
Riley 2021. Push-pull lube mating services. What the hell is going on here? That's a good question. Yes. Things are spiraling out of control.
Doug's Maintenance Shop, R.I.P. Bob Barker. Apparently, he did have an affair with one of the models on the show. Are you kidding me? He was an animal. Bob Barker was all over the place. He banged everything that was in the audience. If it was in the hallway at the studio, it didn't make any difference. Bam, he was all over it. It didn't matter, human or not. He didn't care. Bob Barker was a beast.
Kiwi Mars. I don't have to listen to UT cussing at the computer. Well, no, she doesn't. But...
You.
Oh, I swear at the computer a lot. It really listens to me, but occasionally, like once a year, it'll listen to me. But no, typically no. Oh yeah, the computer gets graced with some of my best expletives.
And why do you curse at the computer?
Because it doesn't do what I tell it to do.
Oh.
It's like, click here and you will have the answer to your solution, you know, the solution to your question. No, it doesn't. It goes to some other page.
So you're telling me Bob was strapping up? Bob was a freaking animal. He was an animal. Vanna White needed to be resuscitated many times. Blood transfusions, the whole bit. That's how bad Bob was.
5 times a day? Good
At
grief.
least. Bob Barker could go every 11 minutes. Done.
Chris Cadman. My toilet does not flush backwards. I live in Tennessee. Kiwi Mars, he doesn't have a Kathy. No, I don't. I got something better.
Oh. Kiwis crashed computers and crunched keyboards.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Billy Bob Holcomb, I invoke the name of tech support when the computer acts up. I don't even want stuff to Kathy. I'm deliberate. I'm mostly deliberately ignorant of all of the workings of all of the technology of doing this stuff.
Harry, I hear the koala bears howl in the night. I hadn't heard of that before, but that could be the locals kind of inseminating them, because the Australians do that. You know. Tavo Garage, I need a Kathy equivalent to hold my camera.
She's really good.
Mrs. Kiwi won't hold my camera, but you know, but she says my workshop smells of gasoline, which it's a bit of a shocker, really.
And Uncle Kathy, her miraculous weight loss journey has come to, she's lost over 400 pounds this year alone. Yeah. She's not at 129.
400 pounds.
Yes.
Hey.
Sam Cooper, Tony, you're going to buy the 466 car at 420s? No, I'm not buying any other cars. I've been trying to get rid of cars. I'm trying to simplify my life.
The Duke of 5A, Australians, what? Well, we're not going back. You'll have to rewatch the whole video to get that little bit of information. Why the Tony tiny microphone? No, that doesn't make sense, but neither does mine.
She bought microphones. I don't know how to use them. I was going to bring them tonight. I don't know how to use the damn things. Gasoline smelled better when it had lead in it. It tasted better, too.
Mr. Kiwi, so how fast are actual Kiwis? Or actual Kiwi? That's a good question. I have no idea. They don't fly, they just run. But they're not like Roadrunner quick.
Yours just sits there on
mine's he's old. He's very old. He doesn't move much.
Uncle Tony, do you watch Half-Ass Customs? I do not. I've never even heard of them.
How rare is a vinyl top on a 67 Charger?
Oh God, that's got to be super rare. I don't think I've ever seen one in the flesh, but I know it was available.
Hey Chris, so the bad news is Tony's not wearing pants.
I'm wearing pants. I'm always wearing pants.
You just don't know what goes on below here.
Yeah. Pants.
Daddler Breton. Hey Kiwi, my cousin is a local Mopar go-to guru that everyone gets showroom restorations done like your kind of workshop. He's got an immaculate 74 Dart. Underneath was just like your to-do Mustang job. My to-do Mustang job. Not sure about that one. So where's local? My cousin is a local Mopar guru. So where's local, Data? Where's he hanging? Andrew Button, Kiwi is faster than a 351 Cleveland Cougar. Yes, it is. Especially that blue one.
Jeff Hutchins, Mrs. Tony lost 400 pounds. Yeah, this year. So you guys got divorced? No. I'm trying to think of what to do with all the extra skin. There's a lot of spare skin. I was thinking about making new shop help out of it.
You're not divorced yet.
People like hearts going. Yeah. I think I may try to make new shop help out of it because it's got to be right on par with everything else I've had so far.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Kiwi, have you ever seen Don't Tell Her It's Me movie? Lobo the Wolf. No, I haven't seen that one. Nope. Mrs. Tony lost 400.
Yeah, I read that already.
Oh, you read that. All right. Okay, my bad. It's not keeping up. That was what I was looking for. John M. Yes, the Kiwi nickname for New Zealanders is, after the bird, not the fruit. That came later.
They named the fruit after the bird.
Yes. Because it's brown and furry. Kiwi fruit's brown and furry, right?
So am I.
In a much more unpleasant way.
Agreed.
Okay. But no, the nickname Kiwi comes from the bird. So anyway, let's scroll down. Kathy Tuck and Roll project. Oh my God, poor Kathy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of extra skin. A lot of extra skin.
Terry CH, do you ever feel like you're having more fun than Donald Trump had in the Oval Office?
Nobody has more fun than Donald Trump. The guy's a master of fun.
Yeah.
Just look at his mugshot. You know, whether you love the guy or you hate the guy, you got to respect the guy.
Doug's maintenance shop. Once upon a time, I helped out some Kiwis and they sent my ex and I a set of tea towels. That was pretty cool.
Tea towel.
Yeah, for drying your dishes. That's what we call a tea towel. What do you use? I'd like dishcloth. Do you call it like for drying your dishes?
I use T-shirt.
All the 5XLs ones that you can't sell. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an experience like that. We got helped out not long after we'd been here. We were in a camper and it kind of got stuck and the thing broke and it wasn't heating and the owners were fabulous and like helped us out no end. And yeah, we sent them some Kiwi. They call it Kiwiana when you send them Kiwi related stuff. It's Kiwiana. But we're generous like that.
Kathy, I'm watching from home.
Oh, Kathy, can I apologise on his behalf?
I was bragging on you.
And the thing is, if you put a hit out on him now, it's gonna look suspicious. So you're gonna have to wait a while.
Stay salty.
Oh, look at all the love Kathy's getting. Look at that. See?
Oh, they love her.
Yeah.
Dump him, Kathy. 200 pounds. Hey. I'm down to like 188 right now.
Oh dear. J. Russell Finch. No, that Tony's just being mean. Kathy's lost about 4 pounds, not 400.
Well, no, but she completed her miraculous weight loss journey, and it's just a miraculous thing. I can't even. I look for her in a house now, and it's like you have to really look. Like before, you could just see her out the corner of your eye, right? But now you actually got to look to see her. It's amazing.
Charlotte Cullen. Kiwi was my ex-fiance's favourite fruit. I hate kiwi to this day. Oh well. Sorry, man.
Uncle Kathy's Garage subscribed.
Subscribe. Yeah, there you go.
Somebody's out there on their grum.
Yeah. Purple heart for Uncle Kathy. Oh dear. Yeah, she deserves it. She really does.
Mark Niblett he's watching with Kathy. Just saying hi. He's at my house.
Oh, okay.
Kathy's saying Tony is just telling tall tales. I'm just being an asshole. Ari is saying if you ever get plain frozen yogurt with kiwis, it's pretty otherworldly. Doesn't yogurt have stuff living in it though? Isn't that the whole thing with yogurt? It's like it used to be a joke. Oh, I just remembered that. I just remembered that. Okay. What's the difference between California and yogurt?
What?
Yogurt has a living and viable culture. I just pissed off everybody in the West Coast.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Riley, 2021. Yes, I'm from New Zealand. Yes. Yeah. Hence the name Kiwi. Hence the name of the shop Kiwi, and the channel, the YouTube channel, which you can go and subscribe to if you don't already.
Kiwi, do you like Triumphs and Nortons?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I'm really not a big motorbike guy.
Yeah.
But if I was going to be, it would be something like that. Triumph, Norton. Is Norton even made anymore?
No.
Most
miserable bike I ever owned, and I had it for like 2 days. Was an 850 Commando, a Norton Commando,
yeah.
Right? There are two things I didn't like about it. The way the cylinders lean forward. See, I like that British upright thing, okay?
Yep.
And the Norton's got the cylinders kind of like leaning forward a little bit, so it's kind of like a kind of Yamaha sort of head to it.
Yeah,
Wasn't
okay.
crazy about that, but it vibrates like a freaking paint shaker. Like, and it's always, that was a long time ago. But I remember it only vibrating at whatever the road speed was. So if you were on a 40-mile-an-hour road, it vibrated like crazy from like 38 to like 42.
It had like a speed sensor in the
It had a
crankcase
speed
that
sensor.
adjusted the vibration.
Yeah, that made it miserable at whatever the posted speed limit was. I had that bike for like 2 days. I was like, you're gone. Goodbye.
Oh, let's see. You've upset Stray Bullet. He's from California. No, look, I mean, I like Nortons, but I've never ridden one.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a massive Harley fan. The really early stuff's pretty cool, but the later model stuff, I'm not.
I only like Sportsters. The only Harleys I like are Sportsters.
Right. Triumph is still in business. Yeah, it is. It's doing pretty well, actually.
The BSAs were nice. I had when I was in New York, I had two 69 A65s, and one of them was a chopper, and it was crude. It was like it was more of a bobber than a chopper. It was just rude, okay. And then I had one that was like perfect. I scored these things for a song, and the one that was perfect, I had a 2-story house in New York, and the one that was perfect, I put in the kitchen downstairs. It was blue with chrome. What a gorgeous, beautiful, perfect bike.
Are British bikes left-hand throttle? No.
No.
It probably was a motorbike sometime that was left-hand throttle, but
no, it's just the brakes. The brake and the shifter was on the other side.
Oh, that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte, Kiwi, have you ever worked on the dreaded Lucas electrical system? Yes, I'm afraid I have. Yes, on little British sports cars. Yeah, they're that's a challenge. You've got to start looking at things completely different way, and it's
every mechanic of our age has been touched by the Prince of Darkness. And then, of course, okay, look, I'm no dummy, right? I'm not a dummy. I know I'm not a dummy, okay? I know a lot of stuff. I worked on everything, right? But then there's the Zener diode, okay? We're talking about Brit bikes. We're talking about Beezers and Nortons and Triumphs, right? The Zener diode. Why? What? Why?
Oh, you're upsetting the Californians, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Aircos 60 is unsubscribed.
Oh, no. It's an old joke. I didn't even make it up.
I think he might be joking too.
I know.
Kiwi, Tony is 5 weeks older than him. Charlotte, 5 weeks older than Charlotte. Look at that. Guilty pleasure. What's your favorite 4-cylinder engine? Any type of vehicle? Asking about the engine itself.
2.3 Ford. That was a great motor.
2.3. Did they do a Cosworth on it?
Yes, but that's not the one I'm thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
Just the bread and butter 2.3 Ford. I
would have to say for me, it's the Nissan 240 RS motor, which was a 2.4 litre 4-cylinder, twin overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder, all that fun stuff. Normally aspirated, and that thing would sing. Absolutely sing.
Well, no, I'm not saying that the 2.3 is the best 4-cylinder.
Right.
That's what your favorite 4-cylinder was.
Yeah, fair comment. Yeah. Well, the Nissan 2.4 that, and again that harks back to my rally days, because they were a big the Nissan 240 RS that had that engine was a very successful rally car in its day, and they sounded, for a 4-banger, they sounded pretty damn good.
Tony, isn't your birthday near the end of it? May 15th. Kiwi, what's your favorite V12 motor?
I
don't
Ferrari. No, Lamborghini probably, actually.
I don't have one. I've never been like involved, intimate with a V12, so I don't really have one.
Right. Yeah, it would be the Ferrari or the Lambo. They have just a great sound. I think the Lambos actually sound better than Ferrari. But a lot of that's the exhaust system.
Glenn Fishcorn, favorite motor to work on? Any early small block Chevy. Anything that's like 66 and earlier. 67 and earlier. Small journal motors like 327 Chevys and like Impalas and stuff like that. I'm in heaven. I work on those things because when I was a kid, there was so much of that around. I worked on so much of it, and it's just such a happy little engine to work with. The only downside to working on those is the timing cover. That stupid fold it up and push it in valve. That's not the valve cover, the timing cover. But other than that, yeah, those are my favorite things to work on.
So there's a couple of Billy Bob Holcomb came up with the Falconer V12. Have you heard of them?
No.
That's an American-made. I think it's an LS that they made into 12. They made a V12 LS.
Okay.
It was either LS or small block. I think it's a LS. I've seen one. I've never heard one run. I saw one over at Chip Fooster's once. They were putting it in a Lincoln. And it looks just like a stretched Chevy V8. They just stuck another 4 cylinders on the end.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. And then there's the Merlin V12, and the Rolls-Royce Packard Merlin. Yeah, best. Packard I don't know so much about, but the Rolls-Royce and the Merlin, yeah.
Andrew Button, stupid stamped cover with 50 bolts Mopar is better. I agree, Mopar is better. There's nothing wrong with the cover. It's the way the front seal is in there. The front oil pan seal. So to get, I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but you put the timing cover on a small block Chevy, it's got to get seated over the rubber, like the rubber and the oil pan have to come together, and then you got the 2 dowels. And because the rubber is pushing it up, you can never get the dowels lined up. So you got to get in there with a screwdriver and pry down and be careful not to distort the cover because they leak at the drop of a hat.
Zach Sullivan, Hemi 6 versus Slant 6 debate. There's no debate.
There's no debate. The Hemi 6 is far superior. They're not even in the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The Slant 6 has got a huge following. Like it's a great motor.
Yes.
But the 265, it's just from a different generation, different time. It's just a moderner, better, more powerful engine. It is what it is. You can still have your favorite. It doesn't mean you can't love the Slant 6. But if you want to ask who's better, well.
Yeah, the Slant 6 was designed basically with a handicap to begin with because of the size of the car and the design parameters that they were putting into it. So very tight bore centers. That's where the 30-degree lean comes from. But the Hemi 6 was clean slate, build a really good, efficient, high output 6-cylinder. So the 2 engines come from completely different engineering ideologies.
So, where'd it go? Somebody, lost it now. Somebody said, what was, there we go. 72 TX 340. What was the worst car you have owned?
I don't remember the year. I had a Plymouth Caravelle.
I've not even heard of that.
Yeah, right?
Caravelle.
Yeah, it was, and I can't even tell you what body it was. I had a Plymouth Caravelle in like the very late 80s. For just a short period of time, like a week or so. And it was the first time I had come across a body control module. Like I got this car really cheap. It was clean with a nice interior and all of that. And I got it really cheap because it had a bad body control module and it had weird electrical things going on all the time with it.
Right.
That was a miserable car. It was just a hateful, nasty little car.
Well, my worst one would be a Morris. Again, like you, I can't remember the year, but it was probably the late 70s. Morris Marina. Might have been mid-70s. Morris Marina.
Yeah, you talked about this before.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just hideous. 1.8 litre. I think it made 26 horsepower. Probably a bit more than that, but felt like 26 horsepower. And automatic as well. So if it was a steep hill, you were screwed. You couldn't get it going. You couldn't get rolling up a hill. It was just awful. But anyway, that's that.
Ehart, my 73 Dart Swinger Slant 6 was famous for stalling in left-hand turns. Yeah, from the factory, the float level was set too high. The way you fix that is you take the top of the carburetor off and you bend the float hang just a little bit to drop the level of the float a fraction, just a fraction, and that problem goes away.
It's on zero. Warning, you're about to run out of gas. Yeah, the slant sixes weren't the most economical engine ever.
They weren't. They weren't. Although you had the Plymouth, the Feather Duster, and the Dart Light, and those things got in 1876. They got 38 miles to the gallon on the highway.
It's pretty good.
Those were they had aluminum bumper brackets, aluminum bracing under the hood, aluminum door hinges. They had the overdrive 4-speed transmission. Oh, you could get an automatic with it, and like a 270 gear. And on the highway, they were rated at 38 miles to the gallon.
Tavo, yes, they did make Marinas with a 6-cylinder in them. Yeah, that's right, they did. That wasn't a stellar engine either, though, was it really, if we're honest? Charlotte Quillen, Kiwi, at 14, I was almost killed by a V12 and an M46 patent tank when it was starting up.
Bet you that's a story.
Yeah. I thought it was bad getting run over by a Mustang, but a patent tank.
No, yeah,
patent tank's got to be really painful.
He's got a better story than you do.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You may have cooler injuries, but he's got
a better story.
Yeah. Who was that now? T. Did the Slant 6 last longer to the Vega 4? Yes. The Vega 4 was just bad. The silicone cylinder walls. Bad. Just bad. That was a mistake.
Andrew Button, I have a 2000 Ford Exploder that I need Tony to change the timing chains on. I'm guessing that's a 4.6 engine. Yeah, good luck. I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Thank you. Terrence Seymour is sitting 30 feet away from an M41 tank. Okay. Can you take it for a ride?
Toyota Supra 6-cylinder. Yep. What's that? The JZ. That's the Toyota Motors. The JZ. Is that the JZ2 or something that everyone's raving about these days?
The hell do you call it? Yeah. I'm
JZ2 or something. J2Z or something.
J2Z.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a pretty strong motor. The Aussie Falcon 6 is the twin cam 4-valve Aussie 6. That Barra motor that's a beast. How about the Pontiac Trophy 4-cylinder? What is that?
That was what they did was they took a 389 and they left the cylinder head off. It was half the block, right? They used a V8 crank with dummy rods on it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good little.
And just the one bank. That was the trophy for. And they used a rope drive shaft.
What?
Yeah. The initial build of these things, right, for the Tempest.
Right.
They used a rope drive shaft. The transmission was in the back. So there was a rope that came off the engine and went to the transaxle. Yeah.
A rope?
Yeah. Am I making this up?
I think he's making this up.
Am I making this up?
So the rope just...
There you go. Here comes rope drive Tempest.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
So why did the rope not just roll up, like twist up?
Well, it
can't be as simple as being a rope. It
was a steel cable.
Oh, okay.
But they called it a rope drive.
Ah, so it had a flex, so there was no UJs in it?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because the alignment wasn't good. Like, originally the car was supposed to be conventional. The way they placed everything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The car was supposed to be conventional engine and transmission, and then they decided they wanted floor space. The designers wanted more floor space, so they moved the transaxle to the back. But the way the drivetrain sat, you couldn't get the right drive shaft angles on it. instead of use a rope.
Okay. That makes sense now. Chris Cadman, to New Zealand. What, you going? Like, what do you mean to New Zealand? What's that talking about? Any trouble? You kind of, I look over at you and I miss all the important shit.
Because I'm the important shit. Kiwi.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. What happens, Kiwi, if I port out toilets? Yes, I like spelling it. If I port out, okay, English, please.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, hit the blue button. Jay Wise, Uncle Tony's Garage. What do you think about the Yugo? Cool car from the 80s for $5,000.
$5,000. They were $2,900. They were trash, but they were there. There was a guy in Englishtown that used to race a Yugo, used to bracket race a Yugo called the Underdog, and I think he just recently died. I saw something recently where he died.
Yugo started at $39,990.
No, they were cheaper than that. They were cheaper than that. Oh, the Lee car? Did you have any of those Renault Lee cars?
What cars?
Renault.
Oh, Renault.
Renault. You know, that company.
I think so, yes.
The Le Car, do you remember that thing?
Oh, yeah.
With the 3 lug wheels.
Yep. We didn't get many of those in New Zealand. We've got a lot of other Renaults. Renault Dolphin. Dolphin. Oh, we're getting into a big argument about Yugos. Now they're up to $5,000.
Franco knows everything. All the time, Franco is just, he's saying he used to tow it with another Yugo. That's right. I forgot about that.
My Valiant Turbo. My Valiant was 2,790 new. Good Lord.
A lot of came with its own toolbox.
Yeah, I remember my old man buying brand new cars, and they were around $2,500. And then one of the rich local guys bought a Range Rover, and that was $6,000. And people thought he was just like
that was balling back in the day.
Mind. $6,000 for a Range Rover. They'd be shocked today, wouldn't
they? Nick 93 from a 70 Polara. What's it worth? I'm replacing with a 12-valve Cummins. It's in a 77 Dodge Crew Cab long. That I don't know, bro. They're all over the map like that. A good core. Is it a 2-barrel motor or is it a 4-barrel motor? Is it like a Magnum? You know, all different years. Hard to say, but a decent core is worth between like $300 and $500, or thereabouts. You could probably milk it for more.
DOA Garage Dauphin is the French equivalent of Prince. It's Dolphin. It's like INE at the end of it. It's like spelt more like DAUPHINE.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Renault Turbo 5 Lee Car Evil Twin.
Oh yeah, the Renault 5 Turbo. Yeah, that was an awesome rally car. Little 1300cc turbocharged rear engine thing.
Mm-hmm.
They built a small run of them. Renault did, and they took the motor out of the front, put it in the back. Front drive setup, put it in the back, and made a rally car, a Group B rally car. It weighed like 46 pounds. Weighed nothing and went like hell. Yeah, Turbo's got the spelling right. And they told me Australians couldn't spell. Like
Dauphin. There's a town in Pennsylvania called Dauphin. That's where Bruce Larson is from.
So who remembers the? Oh no, they won't. That's right. It's a New Zealand thing.
Nobody remembers New Zealand.
No,
You're the only New Zealander that made it out.
Yep. Hey, have you seen the time, brother?
Oh my God!
Wow,
how did that happen so fast?
Mexican speak, really?
Dude, we just burnt down 2 hours. How did we burn down 2 hours that fast?
Well, I mean, most of it was spent you accusing Kathy of weighing 400 pounds.
No, I was complimenting. I was praising her for her miraculous weight loss journey. And I think I want to take the extra skin. There's a lot of extra skin, and I think I can form a worker out of it, and actually put it to work on Slaghammer. And I'll bet you I get good results.
It's probably well better.
I did the welding on that.
I thought that was that other guy.
No, he did everything else.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Not
dear.
everything else, but enough of it that was.
Oh, let's not go down that road.
But I think 275 pounds of decomposing skin might be an adequate helper.
There's one frog said to the other, time's fun when you're having flies. Okay.
All right.
That'll
I
make us smile.
guess that's it. Fubar just put the link to our merch. Thank you, Fubar. So if you want some of this Uncle Tony's merch, we have stuff. It's in the store. Follow his link. It's all there. Buy it. Thank you so much for buying it in advance. Kiwi has no merch. I don't know
No
why
merch?
Kiwi has no merch.
I've got blood donor shirts.
Your wife would be so impressed if you had merch.
She
You
probably
imagine you
would.
come home and you bring her, hey, look at this Kiwi merch I got. Come on.
I could get her a T-shirt with a picture of me on it for her to wear.
Yes.
She'd love that.
Yes, she'd go right into the kitchen and make your favorite meal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, every time.
Oh goodness me.
Push so much you buried. Now, I know I'm in trouble anyway. I'm listening. I'm perpetually in trouble. It's just the way it is.
Just the depth that varies.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's a little trouble. Sometimes it's huge trouble. I'm always in trouble. It's just my life.
Kiwi merch with the Kiwi bird. Yeah, I think that's the go.
So yes. So if we put up the link to the merch. Ari, Zero guys, thank you so much. Make sure you go over, if you haven't subbed to Kiwi, what the fuck is the name of your channel?
Kiwi Classics and Custom.
Yes, that's the one,
That's
right?
the one.
Go
Have
over
we
there
got-
and
we got
subscribe
time
to
for-
that.
One last quick little tech question. 63 Falcon new wheel cylinders won't retract. New master lines and hoses. If they're retaining pressure, just start loosening like the connectors and find what's holding the
You've
pressure.
got a blockage somewhere.
If you've got a
there.
blockage somewhere, like loosen the nut off the back of the wheel cylinder and see if that will bleed back then. And if it doesn't bleed back there, then it's something, just work your way back through the system to the front and see where it is that you've got a blockage.
Yeah, and make sure you have adequate pressure or the tension on the spring. Because those two springs on the top, that's what retracts.
Yeah.
So if they're just a little too short to actually do the job, it's going to drag the brakes.
But so that was just a quick one I thought we'd grab because we've not done a lot of tech stuff tonight.
So we go over to Kiwis and sub to Kiwis. That's an important thing to do. What's even more important to do, please, every single one of you, go over to Steve Minanti's channel and go. For right now, just click on his videos. Just watch some of his videos. When I know more about Steve, I will let everybody know. When I have a better plan as to how to help him, I will let everybody know. But in the meantime, go over there, sub to his channel, watch the videos, do whatever you can to keep his numbers up, because YouTube currently is his only source of income. So do what you can.
Tumbleweed, no, I haven't finished the Barracuda yet. That's coming back one of these days. I'm just not sure which one.
And I think that's it. Everybody contributed to Super Chat. Thank you so much. Keeping the bills paid. Everybody contributed just at your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
It was too much fun, Kiwi. We should not have this much fun.
Not have to pay for it. No.
Oh yeah, no. We should try to be more puritanical and
that would take the fun out of it.
Well, stoic. We need to be more stoic. Next week it'll be Thursday night stoic tech talk, and we'll take it down a few
All
minutes.
straight faces.
Very straight faces.
No piss taking.
Low, yes, no piss taking. I still don't know why they use that phrase. I don't want to take anybody's piss. I just don't want their piss. So I don't know where this phrase comes from. But all of these people from the upside down parts of the world use that phrase.
We do.
Taking the piss.
No.
Just no. Charlotte, I do not know exactly what happened. And then, yes, and next time we'll talk religion and politics. Absolutely.
Oh, God, I'm going to be sick. I won't be there.
And I do not know what happened to Steve. I do not know what happened to Steve, but he has been in the hospital for approximately a month. I'm trying to find information myself. Steve doesn't really have a family or anything like that, so there's nobody you could just call and say, "Hey, how's your wife? You know, how's your husband or your boyfriend or your, you know?" There's nobody to call. So,
Ari, I'm with you. No politics.
when I find out, I will let you guys know. And yes, Wayne, I will be more controversial. Definitely. So, okay, if you're taking a piss, don't take one of mine. The weekend is here and I'm almost out. He needs all of his piss.
Drink more beer. That'll fix it.
All right. How do you? I'm even going to ask. I was going to ask you, how do you actually take the piss?
Well, I don't think it's meant to be literal. Now, I know that's a multi-syllable word.
Take the piss.
It's like making fun of, like taking the mick. And you use that expression, taking the mick? That's an English expression. The mick, M-I-C-K.
Like the Irish guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Taking the no,
but don't use that either.
No, but I mean, that makes more sense than the piss. I'm taking the piss.
So what do you call it when you're making, like when you're making fun of me, right?
I never make fun of you.
Oh, regularly do.
No, I don't. These are cultural differences, and I'm trying to understand.
So what do you call it when you're making fun of someone?
Making fun of
having
somebody.
them on, teasing them a bit.
Busting their balls.
Well, there you go. Busting their balls.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Have you ever actually busted a ball doing that?
No, but it makes sense. There's balls. I'm going to bust them, right? Which, as opposed to, I'm going to take his piss.
It'd be a lot less painful, I'm sure, than actually busting enough.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is that a weird phrase? Somebody's
Give him
doing,
shit sometimes,
somebody's doing rainbows and Jewish stuff. I don't get that.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, give them the shit sometimes, but you're giving them the shit. You're not taking the piss. All right, I give up. I'm done.
All right.
Good night,
we
everybody.
We need to go. Have fun, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
All right. There you go. And it's over now.